Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing super quick nail looks that you guys can try on your nails while you're home bored. It's something fun to do. So I tried to make these as simple as possible so that you can use whatever you have with you and you don't have to go looking for a bunch of different tools. So for most of the looks today, I'm just going to be using a bobby pin. You can use tweezers. You can use a thin paintbrush or even a toothpick. This is just what I have. And then I'm going to be using an alcohol prep pad. You can just use rubbing alcohol if you have that at home. And then for the last look, you'll need scissors and some type of old book paper. And what you're going to do is to cut out a little piece of the book, of the page, and we're going to use that later. So in this first look, what we're going to do is, I already put a base color on all my nails. I just put a thin coat. As you can see, it's still a little bit see-through because we're going to go over it. You can use white. I would probably recommend a white or lighter color, but this is the lightest that I had. So this is what we're going to use today. So you're going to take the first color, whatever you want to use. And I'm actually going to put the brush aside because we're going to be using the toothpick for this first look. So instead of a toothpick, I have a bobby pin. So what I'm going to do is just open the bobby pin up. And I'm just going to use the end of it. If you can see, it kind of has like a little dot at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that in. And this is probably the simplest look that you can do. So you'll get enough nail polish on there, and you're just going to go down the center of your nail and create one dot down the center. And you'll just keep going all the way through. Now if you want, you can start really small and go bigger. You can go do one dot big, one dot small. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. And as you can see, that was done in no time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on. And I'm going to let that dry, but once it is dry, I'll go ahead and put a top coat over that. Now for our next one, you're just going to pick a couple different colors. I have these shimmery ones that I think would look nice. So I just grabbed a couple different shimmery colors. And what I'm going to do is grab those, and I'm just going to do random spots of that color. So it'll look a little bit crazy, but you're just going to do, you could do generous amounts of these so that it's kind of like a blob and not just a dot. And we're going to create a sort of marble effect. So once that's done, you're going to give it a couple seconds just to kind of dry up so it's not completely messy when you start working with it. And I'm actually going to just take a little brush and go through and just dab that out. Now you guys can use old newspaper. If you have it, you can use aluminum foil or plastic wrap. The plastic wrap might be a little bit better, and that'll help give it more of a marble look. So there's that one. And again, once we're done, you can go through with a Q-tip and clean up the edges. But I just want to show you the basic designs first. So for our next nail, what you're going to need is 3 colors that are basically the same color but lightest to dark. So I have this shade of purple here, one that's slightly darker, and then the darkest one. This is actually glow-in-the-dark paint, but we're going to use that. So the first thing is to take the lightest color, and you want to just make a dot, kind of how we did in the first one. Now you can use the Q-tip, the toothpick again, or you can use the bobby pin again, just the other side. Whatever works best for you. And then we're gonna take the color that's a little bit darker, put that right underneath, and then the one that is the darkest, and right underneath that. So you should have these 3 dots. And then I'm actually going to use our bobby pin for this. You're going to just swipe right down the center of these. So if you can see that, we're gonna just do one more swipe down the center. And the colors will kind of morph together, but it'll also give you a gradient look as well. Give that time to dry. Now this one is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be a fun one. So I'm going to go back to that red color. So let me move these out the way. And we're going to use this red again. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use actually this dark color that we have as well. And we're going to create some outlines with this. So the first step here, let me zoom you in a little bit. There you go. The first step is to create your outlines. So we're going to be making a little animal here. So we're going to take our bobby pin again, and we're just going to create a line right down the middle. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see. And I'm going to then use my brush actually for this. Since we're using a dark color, it will cover it up. And what you're going to do is you're going to paint the tip of your finger. Alright, so if you can see that. And then we're going to go back to our bobby pin. And with the bobby pin, you're going to dip it in the dark color. And you're going to just create small little dots. By now, maybe you guys can guess what we're creating. So you should have something that looks like that. And then we'll use the red actually to change up the color. Oops, make sure you're using the right side. Dip that in again. And we're just going to create 2 little eyes. On either side, and we have a little ladybug. Now you can go in and add some red dots if you want to make it kind of two-toned. And there's your ladybug. Now this last one, you're gonna start off with just a clean fingernail with one color. So I put down again green, but you can use white for this. It might work out a little bit better. I'm going to try to show you as best as I can on my thumb. And that paper that we cut earlier, we're going to be using that, and we're going to stain that onto our thumb. So I'm going to take that paper, and I'm going to open up this alcohol prep pad. And we're going to place it right on the back, and then we're going to place that on our finger. And you want this to soak. So you're going to sit there and hold it and press down. It might be easier for you guys to use rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. The outcome will be a little bit better because these are not as wet. but it's kind of like doing a fake tattoo. So if you guys remember as kids, we would do press on fake tattoos, and you'll just push down, and then we'll remove that. And as you can see, the words transfer on there. So these are all the different looks, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and give these a try.